Namaste, good morning, welcome all of you. On this morning, we are going to discuss a beautiful topic on work. The caption will be the work that purifies. We normally work, we know for the proper balance of the body, some work is necessary, it has to be done, it is indispensable for the proper balance of the body. And we know in this integral yoga, as the Gita yoga, what we have seen, work is given maximum importance, maximum preference. So work work is the body's best prayer for the divine. So thing is that we work different types of work. We feel selfish, selflessness, that is consecrated work, surrendered work, divine work. So different types of work, divine's work for the divine, different in ways, different methods, different styles we have discussed as previously. But thing is that today we are going to take a specific aspect, the work that purifies. Work we must do, and that will be useful in purification. So not only one particular person of the body, but entire entire purification, entire for the overall purification, the work that purifies. What sort of work we have to do? That's what we want to concentrate upon here. So the topic of this morning's discussion will be on work that purifies. Mother Sri Aurobindo quotes here, the spiritual effectivity of work depends upon inner attitude. Very fast line Sri Aurobindo quotes, and Sri Aurobindo tries to stress upon, tries to explain beautifully, and with much more clarity, with the only clarity. The spiritual activity of work depends upon inner attitude. How we are going to handle the work, what is the attitude, inner attitude behind the work. Again, Sri Aurobindo is having on some another version on this purification of through work. The only work that spiritually purifies is that which is done without personal motives. When the work is done without any personal motive, that spiritually purifies. Without desire for fame or public recognition, second case. Personal motive, number one. Number two, which is done without personal motive, number one. Second, without desire for name or fame or public recognition, number two. Number three, worldly greatnesses. That's what that is there. What for you are working here, you are helping day and night people, because there is a significantly there is some inner feeling, inner some interest is there, vestige interest is there. So recognition, worldly greatness, without insistence to one's own mutual mental motives or vital loss or demand or physical preferences. Nothing. Entirely, it must be divided of mental, physical, and of course vital motives, without vanity or crude self assertion. No vanity or crude self assertion must not be there. Claim for position or prestige, that must not be there. If that is there, then it is your personal. There is no chance of, no possibility of any purification through work. Again, Sri Aurobindo goes for another beautiful line. All work done in an egoistic spirit. We do. I am doing. I am the doer. It is my work. I am doing so and so. Egoistic spirit, however good for people in the world of the ignorance, world of the people of the ignorance, where we are staying, that is people, mother quotes, world of the ignorance, and that is, however it is good for people in this world of ignorance, is of no avail to the seeker of the yoga. So very important thing, important aspect we'll see. I'll try to explain again. The only work that spiritually purifies, not any ordinary motive here in the quotes here. For spiritually purifies is that which is done without personal motives, number one, without desire for fame or public recognition, number two, or without greatness, number three, without insistence to one's own mental motives or vital loss or demand or physical preferences, mental, vital, physical, preferential, lost, greeds, mental motives like this, without vanity or crude assertion or claim for position or prestige. that must not be there, because anywhere you will find some vested interest is there, some egoistic statue, egoistic spirit is there. Whatever may be good for people in this world of ignorance, where we are staying, we are gathering about, we are moving, we are living about, that is the world of ignorance, is of no avail to the seeker of this yoga. Again, Mother Sri Aurobindo goes one step forward. Men usually work and carry on their affairs from ordinary motives of the vital being, need, desire for wealth, success, position of power, fame, push for activity, and pleasure of the manifesting their the capacities. So these are the things normally people work upon. These are the things, motives of the vital being, ordinary motive of the vital being, need, desire for wealth, success or position or power or fame, to for pleasure of manifesting their capacity. I am doing, these are my capacity, you see, so and so, and they succeed or fail according to their capability. If they are capable, to some extent they succeed. If it is not, then something it is exceeding their capacity, then there is a failure. Now, according to their capacity, power of work or good or bad fortune, which is the result of their nature or their karma, accordingly they succeed or something, because it is their own spirit, own way of working, own style of thinking, own method of doing. When one takes up the yoga, on the contrary, when it is coming the process of the yoga and wishes to consecrated one's life to the divine, when he does nothing for himself, he wants to consecrate everything to the divine, those ordinary motives of the vital being have no longer their full free play. These are the things, they never come to free play. Of course, to some extent, to some margin, of course, to some extent, it is there, it stands there on the way, and later it actually leaves. They are full and free play. They have no to be replaced by the another. These motives, they must be replaced. This personal vital motive, they must be replaced by the spiritual one. A majority psychic and a spiritual motive. What is that? That is what that is written. That personal motive, lower motive, that must be replaced by a majority psychic or spiritual motive, which will enable the sadhaka to work in the same force as before. Because it is not now, he is not doing anything, it is being done by the psychic and the spiritual motive, and but for the divine, not for their self, but it is done for the divine. When it is done for the divine, and the worker or the sadhak who is doing is only an instrument, worker or a slave, then he will take care of. The divine will take care of everything. If the ordinary vital motives or vital force are no longer to act freely, yet not replaced by something else, not only replaced and it is still there, then what happens? The push or force put into the work may decline, or power to command the success is no longer there. So just imagine, you need a glass of water, so a glass of milk. So what you have to do? You have to clear it. You have to make it empty, so that this glass of pure milk you will get. Suppose 50% is packed with water, then what you have to do? Another 50% will be packed only. It is a mixture. No purity, 100% purity. It is something around 50-45% purity will be there. So no longer there. For the sincere sadhaka, the difficulty can only be temporary, because he knows sometimes he is facing the problem, because these are the ordeals or tests before him. Sometimes it may be find difficulty in temporary, but has to see the defect in his consciousness or attitude and to remove it. He finds it, he gathers it, then he wants to rectify it. Then the divine power itself will act through him and use its capacity and vital force for its ends. Then, if it is there, sometimes it is coming. If it is recognized, it will go, and the divine force will occupy the entire thing. Then the movement will be very simple, and the purification process will start. They can stay on the. We'll go for another definition from, of course, from Sri Aurobindo. To be free from all egoistic motive. To be free from all egoistic motives. Careful of truth in speech and action. Careful of truth in speech and action. Void of self-will and self-assertion. Watchful in all things is the condition for being a flawless servant. Servant, we have come to serve. That is also a difficult thing. Slave, that is another aspect. This is a great thing. So, still in the course here, flawless servant, servant without flaws, flawless servant. What will be the characteristic? Actually, how he should be? How shall I know that I have come here? I want to be a servant. I want to serve you, to serve the divine. This is what. But a flawless servant, that is something very difficult. He has to know. To be free from all egoistic motives, number one. Careful of truth in speech and action. Truth in action, he should be careful. Void of self will and self assertion, number three. With then watchful in all things is the condition for being a flawless worker, servant. Then again, Sri Aurobindo goes one step ahead as one again. Get the spirit of the yoga of works, and it is the as it is indicated in the Gita. Forget yourself and your miseries in the aspiration to the larger consciousness. In Gita, still in the quotes here, forget yourself and your miseries in the aspiration to a higher, larger consciousness. Feel the greater force acting in the world and make yourself the instrument of the work to be done. That is what he is coming. He will make the instrument. Then the work will be done. Like this attitude, this looking must be there, however small it may be, but whatever may be, you must accept it wholly and put your whole will into it. With the divided and wavering will, you can't hope for success in the sadhana. That must be pinpointed, one pointed aspiration to succeed is in sadhana. Neither in life nor in yoga, in many ways, in both the ways, there will be a failure as per the Gita. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes very interestingly another thing. Think of your work only, because sometimes we feel fatigued, we need rest and all. Sri Aurobindo quotes interestingly. Think of your work only, and when the being is done, when it is being done, nor before or after. Think while you are working, just concentrate upon the work, and that is the being only when it is being done, not before nor after, only at the point of, because present is the most successful time, most valuable time. Don't let your mind go back on work that is finished. It is gone, time is past will never return. So why unnecessary you are pondering over the past? Split milk rather, it belongs to the past, and all rehandling of the waste of power, if it is you are thinking about, you want to, because that is not coming back. The time is gone, everything is past. So don't let your mind labor in the anticipation of the work to be done about the future. The power that acts in you will see to the own time. If you can remember, let your mind work only when you are in action is needed. That's what that concentration is required. The strain will be lessened and disappear. Again, we'll go for quoting one or two quotations from the mother. That is beautiful quotations. Progress and perfection of in work. In all action, mother quotes, all work done, the degree of perfection depends upon the degree of your consciousness. That is what mother quotes. Once, twice, 10 times, 100 times, 50 times, 500 times, 1,000 times, does not matter. You do one thing that matters. You do the work perfectly and to the in utmost purification. Try to complete it. Then here also, degree of perfection depends upon the degree of consciousness. That is what the requirement. You will come more and more perfect in your work when the consciousness grows, increases, widens, and enlightened. That is what everything depends upon the consciousness. As long as the bird flies, it will be most acquainted with and more conscious of this widening world. So you will become more and more perfect in your works as the consciousness grows, increases, widens, and enlightened. Again, try to enjoy doing everything you do. Try to enjoy everything you do. When you are interested in what you do and you enjoy doing it, that is the most mantra. To be interested in what you do, you must try to do better and better every time. The progress lies truly. In progress lies truly. So joy. Again, Steve Mother quotes, it is better to do well than to do quickly. Everything must be done well, not quickly. Not necessary. Do it as per your capacity. To undo one thing in order to build another is not a good policy. Start one thing, then you will proceed and handle another. That is not a good practice. Those who are consecrated and want to do the divine work must be patient and must know how the things must be done at the right moment in the right way. That is what the requirement. For the work of steadiness and regularity are the necessary as the skill. That must be there. It must be done carefully. Regularity and steadiness. Thank you.